It's a walking simulator where the walls and ceiling are also the floor. Here, let me show you. Or put another way, it's meant to be like walking through MC Escher's house. How this works is pretty simple. If you touch any surface that is a slope of less than 45 degrees, you rotate so that what was once the slope is now the floor. Because of this simple means of rotation, I could have any number of ways of changing the orientation, like rotating platforms, convex curves, and spheres that you can run around and jump off at any point. But as anyone who pays attention to me knows, I like to keep my scope small so I can finish the game in under a third of a millennium. One compromise I had to make because of all of this is that I had to make a lot of the hitboxes secretly cuboids to prevent unwanted rotation, like of those circular looking pillars and these angular looking chests. A quirk that I ran into is that technically a convex corner counts as a curved surface, so you could just walk around the edge of any platform. Approximately 98% of development time was spent dealing with that, adding various checks and dealing with edge cases. One of the more common problems goes something like this. If you build a dead-end corridor, then in another orientation, that's a pit that you can't jump out of. More generally, every structure that I build has to ideally be thought of from every angle, or only from 6 angles, as diagonal orientations, while possible, are fairly rare in this game. Take this balcony for instance. From one orientation, it's a balcony. From another, it's just a little knob jutting out from the floor. From another, it's a platform hanging from the ceiling, and from the other 3, it's mostly just comes across as a rotated balcony. A result of this is that oftentimes creating geometry for use in one orientation will lead to an interesting structure in another orientation. A small jumping challenge or less than obvious pathway. What else is there to do with these unintended places than to put treasure in them? Of all the games I have made, this one seems most fitting for pointless collectibles. A decision which I have made, which I think is interesting, is that I have neglected to include a tally of the total number of treasures in the game, or any kind of completion percentage. This sacrifices the interest of those completionists, but should be more appealing to those who like exploration. Part of the joy of exploration is not knowing if there is anything in this place or that, and I think that withholding this knowledge will make it more appealing to these explorationists whenever a treasure is uncovered and at all other times. I wanted each room to have its own visual identity. This is the one with the static, this is the one that's a big empty cube, this is the one with the spiral staircase, etc. The colours of the world change from room to room, yes, but as this is a game muchly about navigation, I wanted the different rooms to be as distinct as possible. This is not trivial, because my 3D modelling skills are piss poor, as the cool kids say. Therefore, I cleverly circumvented the need to make detailed and richly textured 3D models by instead leveraging my third of a millennium spent playing Minecraft. I made a small palette of blocks out of which to build the entire game, as well as a map editor that works a lot like playing Minecraft. Taking these blocks as components, it turns out to be possible to build quite a variety of environments. Where to go in the future? Well, this orientation is done, you can go play it as much as you please, and there will likely be no more. But the idea of a game where you can walk on the walls like this? I'm not done with that in the least. Much to the chagrin of walking sim fans, I must say that making a real game with this concept is an attractive idea. A roguelite or Souls-like or Metroidvania or such, maybe even just a puzzle game, maybe something with rotating platforms. For now though, I'm going to go do something completely different. Bye. Whee!